News Talk 95.1 FM, 790 AM. This is KFYO Mornings. Dave King, Matt Martin at your service, broadcasting from the Thacker Jewelry Studio. View the custom collection at 6120 82nd Street in Lubbock. It is 7:35, and of course, you know what that means. 7:35 on a Thursday means time for the Car Pro. Good morning, Jerry Reynolds.
Good morning, gentlemen. How are y'all?
Doing well. How are you?
Well, I'm thankful for remote start systems.
Yeah.
Where you can start your
Get
car
an
in
AC
advance
going?
and let it cool down a little bit.
Yeah, we're supposed to be
109 here
104,
tomorrow.
105 today. in Lubbock.
109 tomorrow. Wow.
107 today, 109 tomorrow.
Now, you got us beat.
Yeah, well, I think we got a little more concrete around here. You know?
Yeah.
But I'll tell you the other thing that makes me think about when it gets this hot was my days many years ago of selling cars. When you walk out on the lot and you open up a car, it's over 100 degrees. It's got a black interior. It hadn't been opened up in maybe a month. And then that first blast of hot air that hits you when you sit down, and then you can't hold the steering wheel.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for the salespeople of the world today trying to sell cars in this area. It is a tough life this time of year, I don't mind telling you.
Yeah. Bet so. So what are you driving right now?
Well, I've been trucking around this week with a 2018 Chevy Silverado Duramax 3/4-ton diesel crew cab 4x4. It's a big truck. I don't mind telling you. It could not be a daily driver for me. It's just, and you notice it when you go to park and when you go to make a U-turn or make a tight turn. But you know, there's a lot of people out there towing and hauling things that have to have a truck with this kind of capacity. This truck will tow 14,500 pounds, and that's with a conventional trailer hitch. If you go with a fifth wheel, it'll tow more than that. But just a lot of horsepower and a lot of low end torque. So when you take off with this thing, you know, it's weird because you can take off without a trailer. You can put 10,000 pounds on the back of it and take off, and you can't tell the difference. And that's the way they're designing these diesels today. All of them, Ford, Ram, this one, GMC, they're designing them all to have that really low-end torque along with a lot of horsepower to get a rig moving. But, you know, when you're not towing something, the ride will kind of beat you to death because it's got the suspension under it to handle that kind of load. So when you're not towing anything, it's a pretty rough ride. It wouldn't be my choice. I tell you, the truck performs well. It's got some pretty neat features, but all that comes at a price. I mean, this is a $72,000 truck.
Yeah, that's of course, if you need one, you need one.
Yeah, I mean, you got to have it if you got to have it.
Yep.
And I always tell people on the air, it is so much better to have too much truck than not enough truck. Because if you don't get enough truck, not only will it frustrate you, but it'll shorten the life of the truck. So yeah. I think anybody that, you know, needs something well over 12,000 pounds has got to go to one of the big three, at least, one of their diesels to be able to get the job done, especially if you're going to go into the mountains.
Yeah, going up and down those hills, kill it.
Yeah, that'll drag a truck down really quick. Also, I wanted to remind people, and I've been hitting this hard this week on social media, on all of our Facebook and Twitter and all that stuff. Just one more reminder when the temperatures are like this, that you can take your outside ambient temperature and in just 10 minutes inside a car, add 19 degrees. So if it's 105 there, you're talking about 124 inside your car within 10 minutes, just 10 minutes. And typically the human body can't sustain temperatures over 107. So, and it's even less than that for pets. So, you know, I know a lot of people just intend to run into the 7-Eleven and be right back, but then something happens and they lose track of time. They run into a neighbor. You know, there's a problem with the cash register. You know, it could be a million different things that could change the course of somebody's life, and it's just not worth the risk.
Yeah. I'll tell you, I remember being in Lubbock on its hottest day, that was 114 degrees, and it was absolutely unbearable.
Yeah, once you get for me, once it gets over 105, I can't tell a heck of a lot of difference.
So, I could, because the streets all melted.
I'm hearing about people saying that streets are cracking.
Yeah, we had a huge so on 34th Street, there's this concrete area. We had a huge fissure just jump up. They had to close down the street and fix it.
Wow. Isn't that something?
Yeah.
Well, it'll be wintertime before we know it, fellas.
So I'm looking on your website, carprousa.com, and I see something. It caught my attention like right off. It's just like you're looking through the pictures, boom, and that is a Dodge Challenger SRT Hellcat Red Eye.
Yeah.
And you didn't even get to drive it.
No, I haven't yet. Now, it may not be over. They had told us they were not going to send the Demon to Texas for the press.
Yeah.
They were just going to have a hand. They knew they were going to sell out the Demon. They didn't need to promote that car. This one may be a little bit different story. This one's got the same engine as the Demon, except they've just toned it down some.
Yeah.
This one's 797 horses versus 840 with the Demon, and this car should be a little more available.
Well, and the Demon's going to be a little less comfortable, isn't it? Because it's pretty much set up as almost like racer inside, right?
Yeah, it is. This car will be a step up from the Hellcat, but it could be a daily driver. Whereas the Demon, that'd be tough. I mean, the Demon doesn't even come with a passenger seat unless you order it that way.
Yeah.
And so it's pretty much a track car. This car, on the other hand, I think people could make a driver out of this. But I mean, if you've ever driven a Hellcat, I just can't imagine why anybody would need or want any more than that. Good grief.
Yeah, yeah. So is there anything else on your website that you want to highlight?
We'll have up today. We're just putting the numbers and things together probably within the next couple of hours. Massive Ford recall today coming out. It was announced yesterday evening late. We'll have all the details. It's primarily Ford Fusion and Ford Escape, varying year models, but it's in regard to transmissions that could cause a rollaway. And I said this on the air 3 or 4 years ago because every car I got into all had electronic transmissions. And I'm still seeing it today in a lot of the cars, and just mainstream cars like I'm just talking about, but where you've got to push a button to put it into park. You don't actually move the shifter. You just hit a button and put it into park. Well, I hate to say it, but I predicted this was going to get problems. And sure as the world, here we go. It started to happen. It's happened with Ram. There was a movie star killed in one of these cars. It rolled over him and pinned him against his mailbox. I can't remember his name, but that was a couple of years ago. But this is going to continue. I would encourage everybody right now, when you park, get in the habit of using that emergency brake. It could be a lifesaver.
All right, Jerry. Well, thank you for calling us a call. You're on from 11 to 1 on Saturdays, and we'll see you there this Saturday.